One of the most powerful things you can ever do for yourself is take the time to truly know who you are. In a world that constantly tries to tell you who to be through social media, culture, family, trends, and expectations, finding clarity within yourself is nothing short of revolutionary. Knowing who you are isn't just about liking certain things or having a personality type. It's a deep, often uncomfortable process of reflection, honesty, and courage. You have to look beyond what you've been told and ask, what is actually true for me? What beliefs have I inherited that no longer serve me? What parts of myself have I hidden just to fit in? Too many people go through life wearing masks, pretending to be okay, pretending to be confident, pretending to want things they don't actually care about. They perform for the world while their true self sits, buried underneath years of noise and fear. But the truth is, you cannot focus on yourself until you know what part of you is actually worth focusing on. If you don't know who you are, you will spend your entire life chasing validation, running from failure, and building someone else's dream. To know yourself means having the courage to dig deep. That means asking the tough questions. What do I value? What makes me angry? What makes me come alive? What are the patterns in my life that keep repeating? Why do I react a certain way in certain situations? What are the wounds I still carry? These aren't easy questions, but they're essential. Because once you start answering them honestly, not the polished version for public display, but the real, unfiltered truth, you start reclaiming your power. You start realizing that maybe you've been shrinking yourself to make others comfortable. Maybe you've been silencing your voice because someone once told you it was too much. Maybe you've been settling for a life that's smaller than the one you were meant to live, and that awareness, that's the beginning of freedom. That's the first step toward building something real. You don't have to have all the answers. Knowing who you are doesn't mean being perfect or finished. It means being intentional. It means saying, this is what matters to me right now. This is where I stand. This is who I am becoming. It's a constant evolution, not a final destination, and it's okay if your identity shifts over time. That's not weakness, that's growth. When you know who you are, you stop comparing yourself to others. You stop looking sideways, measuring your worth against someone else's highlight reel. You stop living by default and start living by design. You make decisions based on alignment, not pressure. You speak with clarity. You move with purpose. You become grounded in yourself, and in a world that pulls you in every direction, that grounding is priceless. Because here's the truth, you can't win a game when you don't even know what you're playing for. You can't chase success if you haven't defined what success means to you. You can't build confidence on a foundation of confusion. When you know yourself, you stop chasing approval. You stop asking for permission. You give yourself the green light. You become your own source of validation. And that's when you become dangerous in the best way. Because people who know who they are cannot be manipulated. They cannot be easily swayed by opinions, trends, or criticism. They are rooted in something deeper than applause. They are driven by something internal. And that inner compass will take you farther than any external roadmap ever could. Knowing who you are also means taking responsibility. You stop blaming the world for your circumstances and start owning your choices. You stop making excuses and start asking better questions. What can I learn from this? How can I grow through this? What does this moment reveal about me? This kind of accountability transforms you. It makes you resilient. It builds character, and over time, it leads you to your most powerful self. But here's something you need to hear. Knowing yourself doesn't mean you'll always feel confident. It doesn't mean you won't have doubts. It means you trust yourself in spite of them. It means you know your worth even when the world overlooks you. It means you stand firm even when things get hard, because your identity isn't based on circumstances. It's rooted in self-awareness. That's why the work of self-discovery is the foundation of everything else. Before you build a business, a brand, a relationship, a legacy, you must build you. That means investing time in reflection, solitude, healing, and learning. It means honoring your instincts, even when they don't make sense to others. It means listening to that inner voice that says, "This is who I am, this is what I'm here for." So if you feel lost right now, that's okay. If you're not sure what you want, that's okay too. Start with honesty. Start with small moments of awareness. Pay attention to what drains you and what excites you. Watch how you feel around certain people. Notice what keeps you up at night, not in anxiety, but in passion. Track the patterns, follow the clues. You're not broken, you're just unfolding. And as you continue to learn more about yourself, you'll start to realize something powerful. You are not defined by your past, your mistakes, or anyone's opinion. You are defined by your intentions, your choices, and your ability to grow. So take the time, do the inner work. Be patient, be kind, and above all, be real, because the moment you decide to truly know yourself, that's the moment you begin to win. Not just in the eyes of the world, but in the only place that truly matters, within. Your energy is your most valuable currency. It fuels your thoughts, your actions, your relationships, and your growth. Yet in a world that constantly demands more time, more access, more attention, protecting your energy is no longer optional, it's essential. Because when your energy is scattered, so is your focus. And without focus, you can't win. You can't build anything meaningful. You can't sustain progress. So the question becomes, where is your energy going, and what are you getting in return? Most people don't realize they're leaking energy until they're already burned out. They say yes too often. They overextend themselves. They give access to people who haven't earned it. They carry the emotional weight of everyone around them, thinking it's noble. But the truth is, your energy was never meant to be spent on everything and everyone. It was meant to be used intentionally, for growth, for purpose, for peace. Protecting your energy means learning how to say no, even when it's uncomfortable. It means recognizing that not every invitation deserves your presence. Not every conversation deserves your engagement. Not every conflict needs your response. You have to be willing to let go of the guilt that comes from choosing yourself. Because choosing yourself isn't selfish, it's strategic. If you don't prioritize your well-being, your vision, your boundaries, no one else will do it for you. There are people who will drain you simply by being around you, not because they're bad people, but because they are not aligned with the direction you're trying to go. Every interaction has an energy cost. Some people lift you up, others pull you down. Some inspire clarity while others cause confusion. When you're around people who constantly complain, gossip, doubt, or criticize, that energy rubs off. You start to carry weight that isn't yours, and after a while, you forget what it even felt like to be light, focused, and free. That's why it's not just about avoiding negativity. It's about intentionally surrounding yourself with people and environments that charge you, not drain you. It's about creating space for quiet, for reflection, for rest. Rest is not a reward, it's a requirement. You don't need to earn rest, you need it in order to keep showing up as your best self. If your body is tired, rest. If your mind is cluttered, unplug. If your spirit feels heavy, be still. Protecting your energy means giving yourself what you need, not just what the world expects. It also means protecting your mental space. Your ABSENCE thoughts shape your reality. If you're constantly feeding your mind with noise, scrolling endlessly, comparing your life to strangers online, obsessing over things you can't control. You're not just wasting time, you're weakening your focus, and focus is your superpower. Whatever you give your attention to grows, so be mindful of what you're watering. Protecting your energy also means managing your emotional boundaries. You're not responsible for fixing everyone. You're not a dumping ground for other people's chaos. You're allowed to hold space for others without absorbing their struggles. You can be compassionate without being consumed. Empathy doesn't mean sacrificing yourself. You have to learn how to hold your center, especially when other people are losing theirs. There will be seasons when people expect more from you than you can give. There will be moments when you have to choose between pleasing others and preserving your peace. In those moments, choose peace every time, because peace is not passive, it's power. It's the power to think clearly, move intentionally, and live with purpose. And you can't buy that kind of clarity with overcommitment and burnout. Your energy is also tied to your environment. If you're constantly in chaos physically, emotionally, or mentally, it will be hard to feel grounded. Clean your space, eliminate distractions, create order where you can. Your environment should support your growth, not sabotage it. Sometimes the best way to raise your energy is to simplify your surroundings, and then there's self-talk, the way you speak to yourself when no one's listening. That's energy too. Are you lifting yourself up or tearing yourself down? Are you giving yourself grace or guilt? Are you speaking with kindness or criticism? Your inner voice is the most influential voice you'll ever hear. Make sure it's one that fuels you, not one that fractures you. Protecting your energy also means choosing your battles wisely. Not every opinion needs a response. Not every insult needs a reaction. Sometimes silence is strength. Sometimes walking away is wisdom. Don't let your peace be disturbed by things that don't deserve your attention. People will try to pull you into chaos because they don't know what to do with your calm. Let them. You don't need to prove anything. You just need to stay aligned with your purpose. And finally, protecting your energy means trusting yourself, trusting your intuition, trusting your timing, trusting your boundaries. The more you trust yourself, the less permission you'll seek from others. You don't need consensus to protect your space. You just need the courage to honor what you know is right for you. Because at the end of the day, your energy is finite. You only get so much of it each day. Spend it wisely. Spend it on growth. Spend it on what builds you. Spend it on what moves you closer to the life you want, not the life others expect from you. You can't pour into others if you're running on empty. You can't lead if you're constantly drained. You can't create, love, build, or thrive if your energy is scattered everywhere except where it truly matters. There is a magic in doing the work when no one is watching. It's the secret sauce behind every success story, the hidden foundation that turns dreams into reality. Most people want the spotlight, the praise, the recognition, the trophies, but the truth is, the real transformation happens in the quiet moments, in the daily grind, when nobody else is paying attention. That's where discipline, commitment, and resilience are born. Doing the work when no one is watching means showing up for yourself every single day, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it, and even when the results aren't immediate or visible. It's the opposite of performing for others. It's about being your own champion. It's about building your future silently, brick by brick, without the need for applause or external validation. Because the work itself is your promise to yourself that you will not quit until you win. There will be times when motivation runs dry. You won't feel inspired. The excitement of starting something new fades into the monotony of routine. That's exactly when doing the work becomes a test of your character. Will you keep going because you feel good? Or will you keep going because you've committed to something bigger than fleeting feelings? The difference between those who succeed and those who give up is often this simple: consistency, the willingness to put in the effort when it's inconvenient, the decision to keep moving forward even if progress seems invisible. When you focus on doing the work without an audience, you strip away all the distractions. You stop worrying about what others think or how fast you're moving compared to someone else. You become obsessed only with your own journey. You develop a deeper relationship with your goals because you're the one responsible for your growth. No one else is going to do it for you. No one else will carry your dreams on their shoulders. This kind of work requires discipline. Discipline isn't glamorous, but it's powerful. It's waking up early when your body wants more sleep. It's practicing skills even when you don't feel like it. It's saying no to shortcuts, quick fixes, and easy distractions. It's embracing discomfort because you know that growth lives outside of comfort. Discipline means showing up even when you're tired, overwhelmed, or discouraged, because you believe in what you're building. Doing the work also means focusing on progress, not perfection. Perfection is a trap. It paralyzes. It makes you wait for the right moment, the perfect plan, or the ideal conditions. But here's the truth. The only way to get better is to start exactly where you are, with what you have, imperfect as it may be. The work you do today, no matter how small, adds up over time. Each step forward is a victory, even if it doesn't look like a masterpiece. Behind every success, there are countless hours of unseen effort, failures, mistakes, rewrites, and restarts. People don't often talk about those moments because they don't look good on social media or in conversations. But those moments are where real growth happens. When no one is watching, you learn to embrace failure as a teacher, not as a judgment. You discover resilience by getting back up again and again. You develop humility because you understand that success is a journey, not a destination. Doing the work when no one is watching also builds self-trust. You learn that you can rely on yourself to do what needs to be done. That kind of trust is invaluable. It becomes your anchor when storms come. When external circumstances try to shake your confidence, you remember the late nights, the early mornings, the times you pushed through fatigue and doubt. You remember that you are capable because you showed up for yourself when it mattered most. This process changes how you see your goals. They stop being vague wishes or distant dreams and become tangible realities you are actively creating. You stop hoping for change and start making change happen. The momentum you build in those quiet moments creates unstoppable forward motion. Over time, this momentum brings breakthroughs that once seemed impossible. And when the time comes to step into the spotlight, you will be ready, not because you chased attention, but because you earned it. You won't need validation from others because you already validated yourself. The confidence that comes from consistent, unseen effort is unshakable. It's grounded in truth, not ego. It's the kind of confidence that carries you through criticism, setbacks, and doubt. Doing the work when no one is watching also means being patient. Results rarely come overnight. They are the compound effect of small actions taken every day. You may plant seeds today that won't sprout for months or even years. That's why persistence matters more than speed. Keep nurturing your goals quietly and faithfully. Trust that the work you're doing now is building a foundation for something greater than you can see yet. It's easy to get discouraged by the slow pace or lack of immediate feedback. But remember, the biggest transformations happen below the surface, away from the crowd. Like a tree growing roots before it blooms, you're strengthening yourself in ways that aren't always visible, but are vital for long-term success. Doing the work when no one is watching also teaches humility. It reminds you that success is not about instant fame or quick wins, but about steady growth. It helps you appreciate the journey and respect the process. You learn to celebrate small wins because they are proof that you're on the right track. You develop gratitude for your own effort and resilience. In a world obsessed with instant gratification and public recognition, committing to the unseen work is a radical act. It separates those who are truly dedicated from those who seek only approval. It builds leaders, creators, and visionaries who can withstand pressure and criticism because they have an unbreakable foundation built in solitude. So if you want to win, remember this: the work you do when no one is watching is the most important work of all. It's the invisible labor of love that turns dreams into reality. It's the secret behind every success story. It's what makes champions out of ordinary people. Keep showing up, keep putting in the effort, keep moving forward even when it feels lonely or thankless. Because every time you do the work, you are investing in yourself and your future. You are building something no one can take away from you. And one day, when the world finally sees what you've created, you'll know it wasn't luck or talent alone. It was your grit, your discipline, your consistency. It was the work you did when no one was watching. In life and in any journey towards success, there is an essential balance to maintain: patience with the process and relentlessness with the vision. These two qualities, when combined, create a powerful formula that can carry you through the toughest challenges and the longest waits. Patience doesn't mean passivity or giving up. It means trusting that growth takes time. It means understanding that the path to what you want is rarely a straight line or a quick fix. Meanwhile, being relentless with your vision means holding on tight to the bigger picture, the reason you started, the dream that keeps you awake at night, and refusing to let it slip away no matter what obstacles come your way. Many people want instant results. We live in a culture of immediacy where everything is expected now. We scroll through highlight reels of success on social media, see others reaching milestones, and feel pressured to do the same overnight. But the truth is, meaningful, lasting success is a marathon, not a sprint. It's the slow, steady work compounded over time that moves mountains. That's why patience is not a weakness, it's a strength. It is the quiet power to keep moving forward when you don't yet see the finish line. Patience is about faith in the unseen. It's about believing in the process, even when results are invisible. When you plant a seed, you don't dig it up every day to see if it's grown. You water it, you care for it, and you trust the natural timeline. Your goals and dreams are the same. They need nurturing, time, and consistent effort. If you rush, you risk uprooting your progress or missing important lessons along the way. Being patient also means embracing uncertainty. The journey toward your vision will have twists, turns, setbacks, and moments of doubt. You might face failures or detours that seem to slow you down or confuse you. It's easy to get discouraged and want to give up or change course. But those moments are part of the process. They are growth disguised as hardship. Patience teaches you to sit with discomfort and to keep your eyes on the prize without being shaken by temporary setbacks. At the same time, being relentless with your vision means never losing sight of why you started. Your vision is your guiding star. It's the clear picture of who you want to become, the impact you want to make, or the life you want to create. When your vision is strong, it fuels your motivation, anchors your decisions, and helps you push through the hard times. Relentlessness means showing up day after day, with grit and determination, even when progress feels slow or invisible. Being relentless isn't about reckless persistence. It's about focused, intentional action. It's about adapting and learning while never compromising the core of what you're working toward. You might need to change strategies, seek new knowledge, or ask for help, but you never lose sight of the end goal. Relentlessness is a mindset that refuses to accept defeat because your vision is bigger than any temporary challenge. Together, patience and relentlessness create a dynamic tension that keeps you balanced. Patience slows you down when you're tempted to rush or force things. It reminds you that growth takes time and that sustainable success requires deep roots. Relentlessness, on the other hand, keeps you moving forward when patience might make you complacent. It's the fire in your belly that fuels consistent action toward your dreams. When you cultivate this balance, you build resilience. You learn to trust the timing of your life and to keep faith in yourself even when the path isn't clear. You develop a long-term mindset that values progress over perfection and sees failure as a step, not a stop. This mindset protects you from burnout, frustration, and despair. One of the hardest lessons in this process is to let go of control. You can control your effort, your attitude, your choices, but you cannot always control the outcome or the timing. Trying to control everything leads to anxiety and disappointment. Patience invites you to release that need and surrender to the journey, knowing that your work is enough and that the results will come when they're meant to. At the same time, relentless vision gives you the courage to keep going. It is what makes you get up after setbacks, take risks despite fear, and keep pushing when others have quit. Your vision becomes your reason to endure, your source of inspiration when the road gets tough. There will be times when the waiting feels endless, when you question if it's worth it, when you doubt yourself and your dream. During those times, remind yourself that every great achievement in history took time. No one became a master overnight. The oak tree doesn't grow tall in a day. The diamond doesn't form without pressure and time. Your vision deserves that same commitment. Being patient with the process also means celebrating small wins. Progress might not always look like a giant leap. Sometimes it's a tiny improvement, a new habit formed, a lesson learned, or a mindset shifted. These small victories are the building blocks of success. Recognizing and appreciating them keeps your spirit alive and your momentum moving forward. It's also important to surround yourself with people who understand this balance. The people who cheer for your vision and respect your pace. They are the ones who don't pressure you to rush or compare you to others. They encourage your progress and remind you why the journey matters. Remember, your vision is your own. It's unique to you. No one else can define its timeline or measure its worth. Patience gives you the grace to honor your own path, free from comparison or external pressure. Relentlessness gives you the power to defend that path with courage and conviction. So, keep your eyes on your vision, but be gentle with your pace. Trust the process, even when it's slow or messy. Keep taking steps forward, even if they are small. Let patience guard you against frustration, and let relentlessness fuel your persistence. In doing so, you create a powerful force that will carry you through any challenge, toward the life and success you are meant to claim.